come no music played here? What? What the hell did that just say at first? Is the music still? No, it's just that low. He also said something there. Oh, it didn't come up. It's the day of Saturday. I really have no clue what today will bring. At least I can ask Sayori if she's still like to go somewhere together. Hopefully she's not upset with me. With any luck, she's still got some of that eagerness I saw in her on Tuesday. I sent her a message at night saying I'm coming over in the morning. Oh, I'm coming in the morning, okay? She replied during the night, but I was already asleep by then. It was a single word reply, but she's okay with it. Once I reached Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering. Since she had no issue with it on Tuesday, I entered the house without worry. Oh no. Will she legit do it this time? I don't know. I thought she did last time, but... Stepping inside, I call out to whoever's around. Hello? No response. It's as if the entire house was abandoned, especially with the door being unlocked. Like time has stopped. No noise. Where are her parents? Who are her parents? I mean, I don't even remember what their occupations are because Sayori barely ever talked about them. Seriously, are they working even on Saturdays? Since Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, she must be high up in her room. She's probably waiting for me, but I'm not gonna let her jump me like that, like the last time. I head up to her bedroom door, being careful not to make any noise with my steps. I brace myself before grabbing the door handle. Oh no. No, I gently open the door. I stand to the side expecting her to come out or even just say something. I feel like I'm about to be taught a little lesson of trickery. As I step into the room, it becomes glaringly obvious why she didn't respond to the door opening. She's just lying there, with her green bird plush between her arms. Her phone slapped across her face. Oh. Jesus. No wonder she only replied with "Yee." She probably went to sleep right after. I call out to her again in hopes of waking her up. Sayori. Trying again a bit louder this time. She still doesn't wake up. Shouting at her would probably be excessive, so I go in and sit down next to her bed to think of a better way. Sayori! Wake up, sleepyhead. There's no response. I'll try to take her plush that on to get her to respond. Mine, no take. She's holding on to it like there's no tomorrow. I can't just sit here until she decides to wake up. Though she is pretty cute as she's audibly blowing out air every time she exhales. She's a heavy sleeper. I touch the tip of her nose lightly. And again. Boop. No boop. Sleep. Yes, boop. Boop until you wake up. Huh? What? How'd you get it out? What? How'd you get in here? Why are you in here? And why'd you wake me up? Because I didn't want to sit here for hours while you were sleeping. I told you I'm coming over. I guess. She sits up in her bed and starts rubbing her eyes. While she's getting herself together, I look around her room. I haven't come over like this in a long time, have I? Eh? I guess you're right. Wow, she doesn't even have her bow? I just realized that. That's totally different. That's weird, not seeing her without her bow. It has been a very long time. Not much has really changed in this room. Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. Tucked away in the corner, I can even see her yellow shirt with the big paw mark on it. She used to wear it way too often when we were younger. When I used to come over more often, it wasn't such a mess. That's because you always ended up doing the cleaning. There's a minute of silence between us. So, what brings you here? I assume you didn't come over to tidy my room. Not that I wouldn't mind watching you clean up. Well, I just felt a bit guilty about leaving you behind yesterday. If you still want to, we could go somewhere. Oh, sorry. I just imagined you cleaning in a maid outfit. Did I at least look glamorous? I roll my eyes at Sayori's remark. Yup, I'd be into that. Wait, I mean, going out. So where would you like to go? I don't know. Letting out a brief sigh, I sit next to Sayori. I have to think of some place to go. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. I stand up, but she's still spaced out. Her expression is similar to when I saw her at the bus stop on Monday. Grabbing her green bird, I push it against her face to jolt her back into reality. Aw, Mr. Bird wants a hug? Aw, she's cute. She grabs onto the plush and touches my fingers in the process. What? An imposter! Attack! Sayori is trying to tickle me, but it feels more like scratching or a very bad attempt at rapid fingertip tapping message. Are you trying to tickle me? I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you want me to show you how to tickle properly? Well, you really put me in a trap, Mikey. I kind of do. Permission granted. The tickle monster set loose. Oh God. Please no, please. Pausing the tickle torture, I let her get a breather. Why'd you stop? She likes it, apparently. No, not there. That's very tickly. She's blushing from all the laughing, and I don't want to overdo it. Everything in moderation, after all. This... It's just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. What? Why are we going back to this again? I distinctly feel the sudden change from my smile to a confused expression on my face. What on earth are you saying? Shellfish. Shellfish! I meant to say shellfish. That doesn't make any sense. Is she calling herself that because she has a guilty conscience? I can't imagine her doing anything worse than that. I've already been told by the girls from her club. So, Mikey, are we going somewhere, or you got into the mood for cleaning, maybe? We're going, yeah. I'll go grab something from home and we'll meet in front of your house, okay? Get ready for an adventure, Mikey. I wave goodbye to her, avoiding any further formalities. It's not like anything is going to change in such a short time that would call for a special gesture. As I leave the house, the noise of my footsteps echo in the silent rooms. After leaving the silent building, I am greeted by the sounds of nature and the caressing warmth of summer sunshine. I'm filled with a gentle sense of optimism about things to come. Without wasting much time at home, I only spend a few minutes in my room before coming back out. Sayori is still not around when I get back into her house. I hope she didn't pick up the habit of spending ages on trying to figure out what to wear. Especially since this occasion isn't even that special. We're just going for a walk. Which reminds me, I don't know where we should go. My thoughts start racing at the possibilities. I have my wallet and some money that I could spend, but but that just gives me more things to choose from, not less. My train of thought is derailed as the gate opens and an unexpected sight appears before me. The hell? Oh, is that the white t-shirt she bought when we went shopping with her? Because it said it was a white shirt or something. It's adventure time! I missed that show. Are you spacing out again? Huh? No, I was just... You're not having second thoughts, are you? Well, there are certain thoughts that I'm having, but that's not the right way to describe them. No, it's just... I'm not really sure where we should go. Mikey, life doesn't have to be that complicated, you know? Just pick a direction and take the first step. If we change our mind on the way, that's okay. That's really something I expect from Sayori. Words of wisdom, nonetheless. Looking away for a few seconds, taking in everything she just said, I look her straight in the eyes with a smile on my face. Let's go then. Adventure time! Stop! I missed that show. Just stop it. Our adventure begins in the most boring way imaginable. Walking on the same path I take to school every day. I want to go somewhere different. I want things to be different. We approach one of the streets I always pass by on my way to school. Oddly enough, I don't remember what's at the end of this road, even though it's so close to home. Unlike yesterday, this is very receptive to my suggestion of changing course. Like it didn't even matter where we'll end up. She'll follow me gleefully. On our way, we see a shop selling all kinds of baked goodies, and I know without checking, Sayori's gaze is locked onto it. In fact, she stops and starts window shopping like a kid in front of a toy store. Let me guess, you're hungry. How'd you know? Because I literally woke you up an hour ago, and know that you didn't have time for breakfast. I wish I had some SpaghettiOs in my pocket right now. I paused for a moment, waiting for her to give an explanation. That doesn't sound like a good idea. I know that. I just wanted to say something funny. Sayori, you can't just say things out of context and expect it to be funny. What? Objection! Not going to lie, that one made me smile. Come on, let's get breakfast. We go inside and browse the selection. So, Detective Mikey, if you're so smart, can you guess what I want to eat? Since you loved it so much when we were kids, a cinnamon bun. I thought she's a cinnamon bun, though. That's what the whole community calls her, a cinnamon bun. Seriously? It's not... It's like you're using telephony. What? What's a telephony? I never heard of that before. Telephony? Is that another way for mind reading? Or... Oh. Telepathy. What's the difference? The one I said is an actual word. Wow. You're like that little junk collecting robot's grumpy cousin. What's that? A mean E. I put my hands on my hips and give Sayori a playful smile. Oh, you. After getting our food, she immediately munches down on her cinnamon-covered pastries. I decide to hold on to mine for later. After all, it's just a matter of time until our tummy starts joining in on our conversation. I don't recognize the houses we pass by while walking down the road, but this whole situation feels vaguely familiar. We've been walking down the road for some time now. This could be the longest street in our city. I'm not really one who walks around for no reason, so it's not surprising how little I've seen of this place so far. Even Sayori asked if I knew where we were, where we are when we arrived at what almost looked like a cul-de-sac. However, there's a little forest path in front of us, offering an option to continue our trek of off-road. Whatever, god damn it. Have you been here before, Mikey? Give me a moment, I need to check something. Just as I suspected, there are markers next to the dirt path. People often come hiking around here, which explains why there's such a big opening in the woods. Suddenly I realize where that sense of familiarity came from. If adventure is what you're looking for, you've come to the right place. Come, follow me. But do you know where we're going? Trust me, I know. Okay. I trust you. Okay. As we're walking down the path, I begin to recall my memories of this area. A couple of minutes have passed since we last spoke, so I decide to break the silence between us by throwing back her own question at her. Have you been here before, Sayori? No, and I don't know where this road will lead us. Letting go of the opportunity to correct her on calling the path a road, I start telling her about my childhood memories where she wasn't present. Admittedly, those were the exception. When I was a little boy, my parents took me on hiking trips around here. I was a bit stubborn before we left the house, but once we were in the forest, it was kind of exciting. My dad always told me about all of the animals that live in the woods, and occasionally pointed them out to me. Sometimes I was fast enough to see them. Usually I wasn't. Did you pet any of them? I wanted to, but wild animals are too afraid of us to come even in arm's reach. Really, it's more the little stories that stuck with me than the food things I saw. What'd you see? Trees, mostly. No, silly, I mean animals. Well, there was this one time, as I begin to tell Sayori about the things I saw and heard in the forest, I see her usual juvenile expression turn into something I can only describe as childlike wonder. Not childlike in a bad way, just innocent. With her listening to me in silence and slowly walking by my side with careful footsteps, I get a strange feeling. Is this what it felt like for Dad to guide me when I was little? But enough about my stories. Why don't you tell me one you have with your parents? Huh? A story? You know, like some trip you went on together. Well, let me think. She's deep in thought for a minute or so before speaking up again. I remember the last big trip. We went to visit some relatives in another city. There was this big bouncy castle, and I played with one of the kids from that part of the family. Playing in a bouncy castle? How old was she when this took place? She was really mean and pushed me down the slide, threw sand at me on the playground, stuff like that. After that, we had a big family meal. We had hamburgers, potato chips, some sticky dessert, sticky dessert, which I didn't even like. Then we came home. It wasn't that bad, I guess. How old were you? 12? That was 7 years ago. Yeah. Is that really the last trip you remember with your parents? Yeah. Why didn't you go anywhere else? Oh, shit. Yeah. That's not a yes or no question. Oh, work, I guess. I always got the impression her parents were very busy people. But do they work as much as to have little to no time left for Sayori? Dad loves his job, but he occasionally has a day or two off, and we all go do stuff together. Isn't this what parents are supposed to do? Well, you still do other family stuff without traveling, right? Right? I just realized something. Mikey, did you know cereal is actually a cold soup? Nope, I thought it was a salad with milk as dressing. She's obviously avoiding the topic. Maybe I'll try to talk about it later. The path becomes increasingly steeper as we near one of the hills. I don't remember what the view is like, but that could be because I was so much shorter as a kid. Look at me now in comparison. Sayori becomes excited about yet another simple thing as she spots the top of the hill not far from where we were. Last place is a dummy. She gets ahead of me and starts jogging up the hill. As she gets ahead of me, I notice something about her. Maybe I just didn't notice it before, or maybe it's that the shorts are a very good fit for her. I start running too, but right when I was about to catch up to her, she stumbles and trips over. She slides on the rough dirt for a second. Yeah! I immediately go to check up on her and extend a helping hand. Sarah, are you okay? Did you hurt yourself? Oh, I hurt my knee. Let me see. It's one of the drawbacks of shorts. No protection for your legs. Luckily, she barely scraped it, so it probably won't even hurt by tomorrow. Maybe I can lighten the mood with a little joke. About the bleeding, Sayori. What? I'm not bleeding now. I thought I already knew that. Eh? Oh, sorry. It's okay, Sayori. Come on, grab my hand. She holds onto my hand with a gentle grip as I pull her up. Her eyes are locked into mine for a few seconds before looking away. Thanks. So why don't we check out the view from the hilltop? Yay, let's go! As we get to the top, I take a good look at our surroundings, at the hundreds, even thousands of trees, and a distant mountain range. Another city lies beyond the forest. That is all there is to it. It's really nothing that strikes awe into most people. However, Sayori, being herself, really loves it and looks over it like it was a gift she just received. This is so pretty, Mikey. You like the view? I love it. Can we stay here for a while? Of course we can. We take a seat by a big tree that's almost at the top of the hill. I don't know what the time is, but at this point I feel it doesn't matter anymore. For a few minutes we take in the view. Really, it's mostly Sayori who's enjoying it. I find it kind of boring after a while. A few more minutes pass. Or at least it feels like it. I decide to break the silence. Ring, ring. She didn't get it the first time, so I try again. Ring, ring. Mashi, mashi, Sayori desu? Is your refrigerator running? No, because it's not leg day. Bye-bye. Click. Nice one. There's barely time for silence to set in before Sayori's stomach growls. It hasn't been more than a few hours since we ate. Didn't she have dinner yesterday? Mikey? Her next line's going to be, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, he called it. So what should we do? Well, I noticed you didn't eat your food yet, so I was thinking maybe we could share it? I bought you food after you slept through half the day, and you still want mine? Jeez. Yeah. Fine, whatever. Since we're in no hurry, I take my time eating the sizable cinnamon bun. Even Sayori is munching at a more modest pace than usual. With all of our food gone, I make a mental note that we should start walking home before we get hungry again. Good idea. The path leading to our city isn't too long, but the road we came down on is the opposite. It would take us an hour or so to get home from here. Still, I brush off my worries about the time and instead focus on our time together. Aw. What would have you done if I just said I don't want to share? You're not like that. I know you, Mikey. People can change. I'm glad to see you're as cheerful as ever, but it worries me how you're still a bit of a klutz. Meanie. There's a big world waiting for you after high school that is much meaner than me. I mean, it's great to spend time with you after so long, but it's like you didn't change much since we were kids. You'll have to take life more seriously sooner than later. Mikey? Why can't it be like it's always been? Like when we used to hang out all the time, you know? Because we're adults now, Sayori. That means acting more responsible on all kinds of other stuff we didn't get as kids. Heck, we are old enough to vote on how important things go that I still don't understand. We have to move on, otherwise life will leave us behind. I'm trying. I'm expecting her to continue her sentence, but she just stays silent with her lips curled into a frown. Go on. I'm trying to move on, but it's hard. I know it's hard, but you don't have to go alone if that helps. We can be friends again and take this challenge head on together. You really mean that? I do. I'll have to thank Monica yet again. How so? She pushed me to speak to you on Sunday. I kind of talked a lot about you, and she recognized you when we walked by the bus stop. I'm glad she did. So do you have any plans for when you finish high school? Kinda. Why don't you tell me about yours first? It's nothing grand since I only started to care about this a few months ago. My dad works as an electrician, so I was thinking... Time seemed like it flew by as I was telling Sayori about my plans for the future and how I came to the realization of how I'm slowly becoming an adult with responsibilities. The sun is approaching the horizon, gradually at the pace of a creeping crawl. Her eyes tell me she is genuinely interested when I talk about my future, but looks away when I tell her more stories about me and my dad. You've been really silent for some time now, Sayori. I just like listening to you. Okay, but it's your turn now. Tell me what you have in mind for your future. It's not very specific. I'm listening. Well, I talked about it with Monica, and she said I should consider becoming a teacher. I actually thought about it a couple of times back when Miss Kasumi used to teach us. Plus, I really like kids. Getting a long summer break sounds awesome, too. Already planning on lazing about the job? Huh? No. Well, maybe a little. I guess it's a better alternative to working all the time. That reminds me, how come your parents are working so much? I don't know. Look, Mikey, the sun is setting. Yep, I see it. It's not like I wouldn't be able to see it while listening to her answer. I forgot to do this for the thumbnail. You can get a great view from here. Right. So about your parents. Can we watch the sunset, please? I mean, you don't have to look away. Please? Just the sunset. Okay. I give in for now, seeing as the subject is uncomfortable for her. However, what this brings to mind only makes me more concerned, nonetheless. As the sun is setting, I try to recall when I last watched it like this. Not being a sentimental guy, I haven't cared to take the time and just watch the sky become enveloped by the night. Looking at it now, I appreciate how beautiful that increasingly orange tinted ball of fire is. It's still pretty boring though. So, Sayori. Look, I can see the stars. Do you think we will see a shooting star? I don't know. It's still a bit early to see a lot of stuff up here. I wish I could see a shooting star so I can make a wish. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You're not supposed to say your wish out loud. I should keep my wishes to myself? If you wish upon a shooting star, yeah. What if I don't? In that case, wish away, Sayori. I wish the rain clouds would go away forever. Oh, no. We know what that means. Depression. There's a moment of silence between us as I try to get my head around something that's definitely more than what it seems like on the surface. Feeling under the weather? I have crippling depression. Did you just make that for a meme? Jesus. She says that in a funny voice, but that's timing for that reference. Yep. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, I get that reference. No, seriously, what's wrong? I'm not joking this time, Mikey. Never mind. Did something happen that made you sad? You could tell me anything, really. I've only seen hints of something being wrong, but I brushed it off because I didn't want to be intrusive. Her cheerful mood seems to have vanished now, like a file being deleted on a computer. That's a stupid way of putting it. It's not that bad, really. It will go away. No need to get yourself hung up. I'm no mind reader, but the smile she gives me is clearly a forced one. It's too late for that. I'm only becoming more worried. Your parents aren't anywhere to be seen. They never take you to places. Now you say you're depressed? I'm sorry for making you worried. Look, I don't know what's been happening with you in the past half a year or so. And now I feel like I know even less than on Sunday. So please tell me what's going on here. Do you really want to get involved? I do. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh God, sad music. Remember how we spent so much time together when we were kids? Jeez. Did you ever wonder why I went over to your house so often? Did your mom and dad tell you? I never asked. I was just happy to have you over. My parents asked your parents a lot to let me stay over while they went about with their work. Sure, they sometimes took me with them, but it was awfully boring for me, so they just gave up on trying. I had other friends as well in elementary school, but only your parents seemed to accept me every time you were home. Then as I got bigger, they didn't see any reason to not just leave me home alone. You still came over sometimes, which made me really happy. It still does. I didn't want to tell you this because I was afraid of becoming a burden to you as well. Just like I am to my parents. Aww. That is depressing. No, Sayori, you never were a burden to me. I don't know what the future will bring, but I'll be here for you and help in any way I can. I don't know what I could do, but I promise I won't give up on you. I'm just glad you're here again. After all this time, you came back. Her eyes well up, and her tears begin to softly sparkle in the dim moonlight. I take her into my embrace, hoping this is the correct first step in helping her. She's sobbing next to my ear, and her tears are flowing onto my shoulder like tiny droplets of rain. For a minute, I'm speechless, not wanting to interrupt her in letting it all out. Who knows how long she's been holding it in. She lets me go, and she shows a meager smile while brushing her hair out of her face. I give your shoulder a 10 out of 10. Would cry on it again. That sounds like a biased review. I guess I'm biased towards you. Aww. What's this weird fuzzy feeling that I'm having? I knew we should have left before I got hungry again. I don't think that's hunger. It's getting late. We should really go home. Getting hungry, Mikey? How'd you guess? 'Cause I'm starving. I think she's just trying to make light of the situation, seeing that we never really talked about anything like this. Is this why she was acting so immaturely to brush off those bitter feelings? Maybe, but I feel I should let her tell me everything at her own pace. I like the path with my smartphone and consequently feel grateful for this tiny gadget because for once it's showing me the way instead of stealing my attention. On the way home, Sayori went into more detail about her depression. Contrary to how I imagined it, it's not a constant sadness. It's more like a little voice in the back of her mind telling her awful things from time to time. Okay, my voice is starting to lose it. These thoughts often made it hard for her just to get out of bed. She let me in on another secret as well. Her depression prevents her from eating regularly. Yikes. Being around her friends helps her relax enough to get her appetite back, but it comes back much stronger. This on and off eating is really unhealthy, but her depression always convinced her not to care about it. There's two cares there. Or anything concerning her general well-being, for that matter. After this revelation, I feel even worse about teasing her from thinking of her tummy so often. We luckily found a bus on our way home that took us closer to our street. As the vehicle took its turn, Sayori became ever more cheerful again. Our journey with the bus was short, but there was one thing that caught my eye. I saw a girl with pink hair running into our house, but I couldn't make out her face. We only know one person with pink hair. Natsuki. Okay, what happened to her? It was only a few minutes walk from the bus stop to our street. Then she said, "You brought a boy? Way to ruin the atmosphere." Same line in the original game. Yo, Sayori. Hmm? Do you know this one? You so freaking precious when you smile. I know that song. I mean it. The night is dark and light is sparse, but not even that can hide Sayori's bright red blushing face. Not even nervous laughter comes out of her after hearing that. We arrive at her house, and I'm slightly torn after all that's happened today. It feels almost wrong to just say goodbye now, but I don't know what more to tell her. Maybe this. Thanks so much for today, Mikey. This meant more to me than you probably think. Before you go, Sayori, what was it again that you wished for? The rain clouds to go away. Forever. I'm not the one who has all the answers, nor do I have the solution for your problem. But until you get better, does this help? I open my arms as an invitation for her to give me a hug. And she takes me up on it. Aww. And that's how the day ends. Okay. We reached Sunday. Alright, this is where I'm going to have to end the recording session from here. Sunday's supposed to be the day where we go to the pool, right? With everybody. So, yeah, we might get some stuff going on. Hopefully my guy doesn't get way too perverted. Anyway, that'll be it. I will see you guys in the next video.